Hey everyone, it's Abby. I bought a yard of this light green silk a while back from my local fabric store to make a sleeveless Spencer. I loved the idea of having a small item that changes the look of dresses easily. I found a bunch of inspiration photos on Pinterest. I chose a direction and got started. Let's see what I made.
Here's the fabrics I'll be using to create my sleeveless Spencer. The light green silk as the fashion layer, the forest green canvas will be the stiffening layer, and then the linen will work as the lining. I will be using a modified version of the pattern I used for my Regency dress bodices that began as American Duchess Simplicity Pattern 8941. I've pinned the pattern pieces onto my doubled middle layer that I will be using as a mock-up. I add a couple inches to the front of the pattern for overlap. I cut all the pieces out. I cut the back piece on the fold as my opening is in the front for this. I sewed up the mock-up off camera and made some edits to the neckline by removing about an inch. I seam ripped the mock-up and pinned the pieces to my doubled light green silk fabric. And I cut out the fashion layer. I then pin and cut out the linen lining layer. I wanted some small sleeves that look similar to the sleeve that I found. I freehand cut a half oval pattern and pinned that onto the fold of my green silk fabric. I cut 2 of these to create 2 ovals that I'll gather in spots to create my sleeves. Maybe I should call them cap sleeves or sleeve toppers? I'm not sure. I used the same oval pattern and pinned to doubled silk fabric. I cut it out with seam allowance. I'll be using this to create a back piece for my Spencer. I also cut one out of the canvas fabric. I pinned the green silk to the forest green canvas layer to hand baste them together. I basted all my pieces. I pinned all my pieces together and start with sewing up the darts on the front piece. Then I machine sew all my seams. I sewed up my lining layer the same way, and now I'm pressing all the seams and darts. I also press all the seams on the outer layer. I press the seams open as they are thicker with the stiffening layer. I hand whip stitch the seams down, not catching the outer layer. I had sewn up the ovals, leaving the top open on the back piece, and the upper part open for the sleeve pieces to leave room for turning. I clip the curves and turn all of them right side out. I press the seams. I fold and pin pleats into the back piece to figure out how I want it to look, and I press the pleats. I hand ladder stitch the sleeve openings closed using part of the silk thread that unraveled from the fabric. I clip the curves along all the edges. I fold in my seam allowance and press all the edges up. I hand whip stitch the raw edges along the whole garment using the silk thread. I cut and fold under my lining raw edges and hand flat fell all the seams. Now that I have everything prepared, it's time to attach all the pieces. I pin the back piece to the center back of my spencer. I then fold under the raw edges of the lining and pin it to the inside of my spencer. I make sure the lining is slightly in from the edge. I clip the curves as I go. I hand whip stitch the lining in place using the silk thread. I pinned the armhole opening together as well and hand whip stitch that closed. I pinned the flat edge of the sleeve piece to the top of the armhole opening and hand whip stitch that along the edge using the silk thread. I pinned short strips of green silk up and hand sew the raw edges under. I pin those at the top of the sleeve and halfway to the point. I have 3 per side. I hand sew those in place. I wrap the strip around to the other side, gathering the sleeve bit as I go, and pin it with the raw edges folded under. I hand stitch that in place on the underside. I do the same for the other strips. I sewed on 4 hooks and eyes as closures. I added silver buttons to the outside as decorative closures. I added the same buttons to the back. And there we have it, a completed sleeveless silk spencer. This will be great over any of my current Regency dresses to add some color.
Thank you for joining me today as I made a Regency Sleeveless Spencer that's going to be great for sprucing up my current dresses. I could make endless versions of these to create different looks using very little fabric. I've also seen many versions of these that add a puffed sleeve. I think it's called a summer spencer. It's a great way to use a bit of expensive fabric that you have left over from other projects to create an entirely different look. If you liked this video and want to see more sewing and costume videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Happy sewing!